You've probably seen shows like Ancient Aliens on the History Channel, which goes through questionable theories of extraterrestrials interacting with ancient human civilizations. These shows are generally considered as conspiracy theories and not taken seriously by most people. Despite this, the show has been a massive commercial success. Having just aired its 18th season, Ancient Aliens is one of the longest running shows on the History Channel and has made tens of millions of dollars in its lifetime. The people behind Ancient Aliens and other similar shows are not crazed conspiracy theorists like you might think, but instead they're highly sophisticated businessmen who are fulfilling a demand in the marketplace. In fact, there's even a publicly traded corporation dedicated almost exclusively to the production and distribution of alternative media content. This includes things like Ancient Aliens, humanoid reptiles, and the study of immortality and similar topics. The company is called Gaia and is listed on the Nasdaq Stock Exchange with a market cap of over $100 million. In this video, we'll look at the big business of conspiracy theories and how Gaia came to dominate this space. 1988 in Colorado by a man named Jirka Rysavy. He believed that the younger generation was increasingly turning to conscientious consumerism, urged their access to capital markets to try out various business ideas with mixed results. But in 2011, they finally struck gold when they launched their video streaming service Gaia TV. They likely saw the success of Ancient Aliens and decided they would take it to the next level. Over the years, they invested in a whole host of alternative science content exploring aliens, the lost city of Atlantis, ancient astronauts, immortality, and a whole host of other topics. They put a big emphasis on expanding consciousness and tapping into spiritual or supernatural forces. They also have content about alternative medicine, saying that you can improve your health outcomes by connecting more deeply with the Earth. This makes sense seeing as the company's name was inspired by the Earth deity from ancient Greek mythology. Much like Netflix, they've invested heavily on original content and now boast 8,000 episodes of yoga, alternative science, and alternative history content, mostly focusing on aliens and ancient astronauts. A subscription to their service costs $12 per month and is ad-free. In recent years, they have seen skyrocketing popularity, with their subscriber base more than tripling from 200,000 in 2016 to almost 800,000 today. They were partly helped by announcing an ambassadorship deal with the pop star Demi Lovato, who has herself long believed in supernatural phenomena. Their growth and profitability has not gone unnoticed by institutional investors, who have loaded up on shares in recent years. The majority of the outstanding shares are owned by hedge funds and other asset managers, including the investment giant BlackRock.
So how have they become so successful? The majority of their content is pretty well outside the fringes of mainstream science. How many people will actually believe that ancient aliens found ways to harness the Earth's electromagnetic field to power their spaceships?
Gaia gives you all the answers with certainty. There are no caveats or nuances. They have no restrictions on how absurd their theories can become. Many psychologists believe that people turn to conspiracy theories to escape the uncertainties that they face within their lives. That's why these theories tend to be more prevalent during times of crisis. This may partly explain the conspiracy theories around 5G and vaccines during the pandemic. With people having their lives completely disrupted, they are more susceptible to explanations which they would normally write off as absurd.
This may partly explain the conspiracy theories around 5G and vaccines during the pandemic. With people having their lives completely disrupted, they are more susceptible to explanations which they would normally write off as absurd.
But regardless of how much disinformation you spew, if you write them a big enough advertising check, they'll be happy to take your money. One question we may never know the answer to is whether founder Jirka Rysavy actually believes in Gaia's documentaries, or if he's just doing it to make a quick buck. Either way, you have to give him credit for building a streaming service from scratch